Hello. How we doing, y'all? Welcome on in. Happy Wednesday. Good to have y'all out here. Hello. What's going on? Oh my god. Why is my camera laggy every time I go to here when I first start? I don't know, man, but we're running with it. How we doing, y'all? Welcome. I just sat down, so I'm just getting comfortable over here, but lovely to see y'all out here. Hi. T Candor, what's going on? Xandro, how we doing? Faye, what's up? Arthur, hello. Nip, what's going on? Potato Guy, Marcel, we got Hope More, what's up? We got Margin, I think. Sarah, what's going on? Seraphim, Umberfy, hello. Alenia, Kristen, we got Heroic Pixels, Sandy. Hi everybody, how we doing? Fantasy, what's up? Sophie, hello. Nana Justice, what's going on? Nothing to see here. Okay. Otzi One Eye, what's up? How you doing? Welcome on in. Ellie, hello. Mr. Z-Fire? Or Mr.'s Fire? I don't know, one of the two. Rogue, what's going on? Haven't been on in a while. Welcome on back. Good to have you. How we doing, Hades? Welcome. Voidwalker, hello. Logan, what's going on? Hi, everybody. How we doing? Happy Wednesday. If you're just coming in now, if you're over on this YouTube side, please be sure to leave a like on the stream. It helps me out a ton. We got 460 people in here on the YouTube side. We got almost 100 coming in over on the Twitch side. Ooh, look at us. We're getting there. First time ever making it to a stream. I just started watching your YouTube videos so far. I absolutely love them. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Welcome on in. Good to have you. Finally made a live stream. Welcome on, Juliet. Welcome. On one home right now. Hey, Eggs, all good. Thanks so much for stopping by, my dude. Do what you gotta do. Have you seen that the Bedrock preview today changed the copper door and trapdoor recipes to ingots instead of blocks? Wait, for real? Wait, is that like a real? Is that a real change? So it's 6 ingots for 2 trapdoors. So I've been talking about this with some people recently. And somebody did bring up a really good counterpoint to why it needs to be blocks. I'm not saying I agree with it, but this is playing a little bit of devil's advocate of why it needs to be there. Because copper has been consistent on every block stage of copper can craft any point of the other coppers. So if you have a regular copper, wax copper, whatever that is, you can craft that directly down into the other parts, right? So that's a big thing. And with having the so you just got to age them manually now instead of before. You could go to fully aged copper, then craft trapdoors. You could have that. I think they should have done keep the full blocks but give you 6 trapdoors. That was my preferred route when I was thinking about it. Was just keep the full block but then 6 trapdoors out of it instead of the 2, which still probably would be a net loss over this being 6 ingots for 2 trapdoors, but then you could at least craft to the certain stages instead of needing a copper trapdoor aging room, because I definitely will be using one of those if we have to do that. I guess we gotta transform part of our copper aging facility to create a new room for trapdoors. All right. Philanders, thank you so much for the 3 months, my dude. I do appreciate that. Havy, thank you so much for the 2 months. Mr. Z-Fire, thank you for the gift sub. Jewel, thank you so much for the gift sub. I appreciate you both. Thank you. First time being in the stream from the beginning. Dude, we got a lot of stuff we're doing today. I've been working my butt off on the landscaping project. I'm trying to get a new update video for the landscape out next week, because it's getting really big compared to what the last video ended at. So I feel like it's time to I think it's time to finally get a new update video out on this. So we're trying to get there, and so far it's going pretty well. I'm really happy with it, and we got some more work to do today. Will there be a video tomorrow? Yes, there'll be an SOS video coming out tomorrow. I'm still waiting to get the final draft back, but then I'll get that uploaded as soon as I see the final copy, and then we'll have an SOS video coming out tomorrow. I think I still have to make the thumbnail for it. Yeah, I'll figure that out after stream. What's up from Australia? Currently 4 a.m. J Piper, welcome on in. Good morning. Just want to say thanks for being a positive light in the world. Your channel has been a place for me to escape the world recently. Thanks, man. Hey, DZ, thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words, and glad you found a space where you feel like you can take a moment to chill and relax. Good on you. You got it. Fran, thanks so much for the 26 months. More months. Got to catch them all. Woo.
Cha-ching!
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Black concrete is a good block for building. Yeah, it's just such a pain to make. Cass, thanks so much for the 5 gift memberships. I do appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My friends, if you're over on the YouTube side, please be sure to leave a like on the stream. It helps me out a ton. I do appreciate it. But I think it's time. I think it's time we Minecraft. This is Minecraft. If you're not familiar with this game, it's a blocky, voxel-based survival game that's a sandbox where you can kind of just build and do whatever you want to do in the game. So this is what we're doing right here. We now have a pig. We have a pig. He now has made his way up into the mountain. He's moving. He's grooving. He's doing his thing. And we're just going to leave him to it. By watching this stream, you have to promise that you watch the actual video that comes out, because spoilers. But yeah, we're getting there. We're doing some stuff. Quick thing. If you're not... Actually, if you're in the supporter Discord, then you would have seen it. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't. But I did put out a new texture pack update if you use my texture pack and you're a supporter. I tried tweaking, and I think I like it. I've been playing with it for a few hours now. I tweaked the water texture, so it's less noisy. So before, like, I mean, I can take it off and show y'all. Let me sleep. We don't want to be looking at the water and a creeper coming up. But it's all good. Hello, Lily, no worries. Welcome on in, and we'll have you back in a few. Parch, thank you so much for the 20 months. I do appreciate it. Hope you're well. Thank you. I am. It's been a weird morning. We'll talk about that in a minute, but first I want to talk about the water stuff. Okay, so this is my water here now, right? And then if we take my pack off, this is the water here now. I know this is very nostalgic, but you see these lines that are just so consistent. It just, when you get to very, like, a lot of water. Wow, totems are so massive in the offhand if you don't use a smaller one. Holy cow. But I didn't like how, like, in your face it is. So I've toned it down a little bit. The other people have done it, like B-Dubs did it. There's a lot of other channels that have been doing it. And so I decided to mess around with it and tone it down a little bit to make it a little bit more smooth and less, like, we don't need white caps everywhere on a little river like this. So that's why I did it. I think it looks really good. I really like how it looks. So it's been so long since I've watched your channel. What new stuff been added into your hardcore world, bud? Mazzy, we are on day 6,600. So there's a lot. There's a new world tour that came out over on my second channel, fWhip 2. If you want to get an update, it's almost 2 hours long. It goes through the entirety of the world minus what we've done in the last 2 episodes. So, which is a city street, and then now this project here. So I don't have time today to walk through everything because I don't know how long it's been. But if you want to go check out the world tour, you're more than welcome to. Speaking of which, Pixarus, thank you so much for the raid, my dude. I appreciate it. Welcome on in, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. We're going to be grabbing a bunch of dirt here today. As Pix's community, I know y'all are very, very familiar with the grind. So we're on the grind today. Welcome on in. Welcome, 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 raiders. How you doing, Pix? Were you digging holes today? I've been doing the opposite.
Pleased to meet you.
I've been doing the opposite. I've just been building. The grind, another chunk dug out in the hole. But here we are. This is what I was just watching Netflix last night and digging. I got another 9 shulker boxes of dirt filled out. So we have all this. Wiggle Wednesday. Oh, no. Oh, nice. Very cool. Content warning. I haven't played that yet. That seems like a very chaotic one. But it seems fun. When's the next SOS episode coming? I'll have one out tomorrow. We will have a new SOS video coming out tomorrow. So I'm excited for it. Honestly, don't even feel terraforming as grind anymore. It's almost therapeutic. Yeah, I have spent, since Monday morning, I have spent over 20 hours working on this project, just placing blocks and just boop, 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 making shapes. New mountain is there, and start of one back there. But I don't want to spoil everything, so you know that's the way it's gonna go. Mr. Z-Fire, thanks so much for the sub. I appreciate it. And the gift sub earlier, my friend. Thank you. Had to come over to Twitch because the other place was glitching like none other, but I made it. Oh, weird. Is the YouTube front okay for everybody who's watching over there? We all good? Also, if you're over on the YouTube side, please be sure to leave a like on the stream. Helps me out a bunch. We got 700 people in here and only 300 likes. I believe we can do better. I believe in the chat, in the heart of the chat. Big fan of your new grass texture. I think it really works on this kind of terrain. This is not mine. This is actually from Vanilla Tweaks. So you can get this on Vanilla Tweaks if you'd like it. Going to Seattle in July. Any recommendations on what to do while I'm there? Ooh, dude, July is like a great month to be up here. It is going to be so nice. Usually July is like perfect weather. See if you can get towards the water. That's like towards Lake Washington would be good. If you're, I don't know what type of trip you're here for, but in July, up here, I like to be out in nature. It's absolutely gorgeous and perfect. So we're just gonna do a little bit of this. Actually, we're gonna record a little. Next hardcore episode will be next week. I'm kind of alternating weeks right now between SOS and hardcore, just because I want to give myself time to. I talked about it in the last video, but I want to give myself time to make videos and really put the effort that I want to in videos and not feel like I'm rushing through it. So I'm using SOS videos right now almost as like a buffer between hardcore videos, seeing as SOS is just, they're a little bit less effort to make because it's an SMP and it's more about working with everybody around you, whereas this is me and what I create and what I'm doing. Oh, we are like way down low here. That's not gonna work. I want this to come up more. Sorry. Redo. Undo. Big undo. I'm trying to match this. What I would like to do here is build a bit of like a bluff. So we're gonna have it, bring it over this way. From here, it's gonna kind of come out this way a little bit further. And then I want to have like a big rock coming around. That's gonna kind of lift it all up onto a bit of a bluff to give ourselves a good amount of height. Almost as something that you could like build that would be ideal for like a castle to go on top of. How do you make the water splashes? It's a mod called Ripples. It's purely cosmetic. Literally all it does is this, and it's gorgeous. I love it. It's so good. Okay, so we're gonna go back to here. Not there. Absolutely not there. Aether Games, thank you so much for the 21 months. Terraforming is looking great. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you. And DZ, thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate it, my dude. Thank you so much.
Keep it real.
Have you tried Manor Lords yet? It has completely changed how I build villages in MC. I highly recommend trying it out.
We streamed it on Twitch, not this last weekend, but the weekend before. And I will be streaming more of it. We will. My wife is out of town this weekend. She's going down to Disneyland with her sister. And I was like, you know what? You have fun. You have a great, lovely time. I'm so excited for you. I'm going to stick home and play an MCC. And then I'm also going to just play Manor Lords all weekend long. You have a lovely trip. Have so much fun. But I shall be very content here. So yeah, we were playing it a little on stream. It is such a gorgeous game. I absolutely love what they created with it. Okay, so this is just gonna kind of be the baseline. Yeah, also, big note, for MCC this weekend, I will not be streaming it on YouTube. I will only be streaming MCC this weekend over on Twitch. So if you would like to watch my perspective for MCC, we are paired up with Captain Sparkles, Pizza Hut, and Mythical Sausage. It's going to be a super, super fun team. But if you would like to see my perspective for MCC, I will be only live over on Twitch. The last few times I've done MCC streams here, it's just because there's so many people that are like streaming. There's just so many creators live at the same time that unfortunately YouTube does YouTube things, and yeah, it's usually it like negatively impacts my channel to the point where I was kind of like, I don't want to do it. So I was talking to Scott and I was like, Scott, I really want to do MCC again, but like, would this be okay? Would it be okay if I just didn't stream on YouTube? Because I was like, I don't want to like just randomly show up to the MCC and be like, hey Scott, how's it going? Great to see you. By the way, I'm only live over on Twitch today, because I know they're trying to count on certain viewership numbers and things like that. So just trying to be more. So I chatted with Scott. He said it was okay, and so I'm going to be doing that for my own mental health. I would love it if YouTube was a little nicer about having non-big streams, but it is the way it is. Would ever consider doing a building tips/tricks video? I love your building style. I've done some in the past. You can go check out. I don't plan to do many in the future. I've done some in the past, and the big thing is I don't enjoy making them. And I'm really trying to be in a place where I'm creating the content that I want to be creating, not really what I think YouTube wants me to be creating. So there are going to be some, I just like tutorials and tips and tricks videos and those types. I just don't enjoy making them anymore. I get very stressed out trying to think of the perfect voiceover and everything. And yeah, so they're not my favorite to make. So I'm kind of just stopping, I guess. Not that I've made one for a while, but yeah, they're just not my favorite. So you can go check out the previous ones that I've done. There's a lot of like tree building ones. There's a lot of like how to build cities, castles, towns, that sort of stuff you can go check out. But I probably won't be having many new ones.
Pleased to meet you.
Juliet, thank you so much for the Prime. I appreciate it. Twitch is mean and denies my email, that my email is real. I don't want to create a new one. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, apologies. Not much I can do to help out with that or change that. But you don't have to have an account to watch. I know that means you can't chat, but yeah. I gotta do what is best for me in the long run. So I hope y'all stop by, but I totally understand if you're like, nah, YouTube ride or die. I just wanted to give the announcement out there before people are like, hey, where the heck are you? I thought you were in MCC this week. And I'm like, I was. And you're like, I'm mad. Will you continue the New Life SMP? If not, is there a world download? I am not the admin behind that, so I don't know. My guess would be that there will not be a world download because it's a modded series and we don't have the ability to release the lists of mods that we are using. Or we could give a list, but we couldn't give a download. And the second we give a list, the community is gonna be like, where download? Make download, please. So yeah, but I will say my perspective on New Life is gone. I'm not gonna be uploading anymore there. I think I did my time on New Life. I got done what I wanted to do. Will you add your MCC to the second channel on Zavad, depending on the results? Depending on the results. If we do well, I'll post it. If it's a fun, goofy group, I'll post it on the second channel for a VOD or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I'll see. I don't really plan to. VODs are available on Twitch for a long time, so people can go check those out if they'd like. Okay, so I want to do this. This is going to kind of cover our whole top section here. This is also going to loop around to there. So this is just going to be like a bigger stone cliff, which I think from a distance is going to look pretty cool. But it's also going to be like a really flat line here, right? So what we can do here is I actually want to change this dirt and bring it up even more so. And it's going to kind of work its way out here. Yeah, VODs are recording of streams in YouTuber speak.
Keep it real.
I got my 6th month tree today. It's so cute.
Juggler Jedi, thank you so much for the 6 months. Enjoy the new tree, and thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so this is going to kind of be leaching up on this side as we want the train to keep moving upwards. But what I wanted to do from here is we're actually going to extend this out here. I'm using the moss as like the topper sections, mostly because I just think it'd be looks nice. Let's grab this moss here. Triple dirt. I know. You're welcome. We triple dirted. But we're going to have another rock cliff face kind of thing coming out here. It's going to kind of be sticking out that way. Maybe this is a little long. It's probably fine. I'm going to fix this real quick because I really like having a very small edge and then we come up into our shore. I don't like when it's like really flat from like water level to like 1 block back. I don't tend to like that, so we're gonna just increase that up here a little bit. At this point you will be building this till summer. Oh dude, if we finish this project this year, I'll be happy. But I'm like also I am fully willing that this project will not be done this year. And that's okay. That's why I picked this project. I wanted a massive Minecraft project. Something that like we can look back on in a year or two and just be like, holy cow, look at everything we've done here. This is so cool. Okay, so this is going to come back to here. And we're going to kind of take this rocky face. Oh, but what I was going to talk about earlier. Yeah, if you all follow me on Twitter, you probably already saw me talking about it. But I was out walking the dogs this morning. And these 2 random stray dogs just ran up to us while I was out walking. And unfortunately, they were not the friendliest towards Nova. So I was trying to juggle 4 dogs with 2 leashes when those 2 dogs were not being nice to Nova, one of our dogs, and I was able to get them to like separate and run away for a second, and then I went back home, dropped our dogs off, and came back out and tried to catch them, because for me, I just know that if I were to ever find that my dogs were out and about, like I would be so hopeful that anybody and everybody who sees them would be like, I'm gonna try and catch them, read the phone number on their collars and make sure they're safe and get them home. Like that is, I will drop everything that I'm doing to make sure a dog that I randomly find that's not with an owner gets home safe if possible, or at least gets to a shelter. And so I'm running around our neighborhood trying to catch these dogs. Finally caught them after about 15 minutes, and one of the phone numbers on their collar, one of them had phone numbers on the collar, the other did not. I just kind of assumed that they lived together, and so I called the phone number on there, one of them, and it goes to some random dude in Arkansas. If you know the US geography at all, I don't live anywhere near Arkansas. I've never actually even been to Arkansas. They answer and they're like, did anybody, like, and I was just like, hey, I found a dog with this phone number on the collar. Do you happen to know a dog named Loki? And they're just like, oh yeah, I know Loki, a white dog. And I was like, no, this dog is not white fur. He has black fur. And they're like, oh no, don't know that dog. Don't know that one. They're like, I have a friend who has a dog. I was like, oh my God. And I tried the other phone number, and of course it's off. And the message, the phone inbox is instantly declined. So I'm just like, God dang it. Okay. And then I call the local animal control, just be like, hey, I have these two stray dogs. I'm just like, and I was just like, I was like, what do I do? What do I do with these two dogs that I just found? Like, I can't, like, I was like, I can't take them. They're aggressive towards my dogs. I can't keep them in my house. My wife took the car to go into work today, so I don't have a way to transport them. I need somebody to come out and get these dogs. And animal control was just like, well, our shelter's full right now, so we can't take them either. And I was like, so what do I do? And they're like, well, you can wait for the owner to call back, or you can just like let them go. And I was like, you're telling me to just let these dogs like out just to like, yeah, you can just go free. Don't have a place for you. I was just like, what the heck? What's going on? And then thankfully at this point, Sid had not left for work yet. So I was like, hey, can I like borrow the car? Like, I know you have a meeting coming up, but like, could we just like pay? She was like, I'll just pay for an Uber to get to the office. Like, it's going to suck, but like, I'll do it so we can find a place for these dogs to go. And so we're like, okay, fine, whatever. Like, we'll figure this out as we're going. We'll make sure these dogs find their home. We'll make sure they get to where they need to be, blah, 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 blah. And finally, I decided to just randomly text that second phone number that I hadn't chatted with the person, because I was like, okay, maybe they'll respond to a text. Like, maybe we can get lucky and the person will be able to text even though their voicemail box is full. And then they instantly text me back saying, yes, that dog's mine. And then they call me. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is like, finally, we have contact with the person. And this is after I had went to every single neighbor in my neighborhood and knocked on their doors and been like, are these your dogs? Are these your dogs? Are these your dogs? Like, I had the dogs for like 45 minutes at this point. I'm like, okay, this is turning into a lot for a morning. Like, I'm going to find these dogs at home, or I'm going to like figure out a way to get them to some random adoption shelter nearby and see if they could take them, because most in the Seattle area will take dogs if you bring them in, or at least like scan for a chip or something. And in the process of, when I was, to wind back a second before I'd heard from the person, when I was going to the neighbors, one neighbor this morning just straight up said, oh, we've seen those dogs around here for 2 days. Those aren't our dogs. And just slammed the door shut on me. I was like, thanks, neighbor. Like, good to chat with you. Like, you just, like, I'm just, like, any information, like, the dogs that I got, they came running from this way. They came running from your house. Like, they actually came out of your backyard and charged at mine. So sorry that I, like, came to your house to see if the dogs were yours. And I was like, oh my God. So yeah, I was like, cool, neighbor, nice, great for the neighbor here. Great to know that a neighbor's really looking out for us. I was just like, my God, like, how do you do that to your neighbor who's just coming up and trying to find where these lost dogs are going? And so I was like, sure, whatever. Like, I'll figure this out. Then I get the text from the people saying, yes, those are my dogs. And I'm like, great, cool, awesome. And then the lady calls me and she's like, my mother-in-law's watching the dogs. Could we coordinate to pick up? Because my mother, she's retired, so she's at home. So she'll be able to come over really, really quick. And I was like, oh yeah, sure. Here's my address, blah, 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 blah. Like, well, I'll just keep the dogs. I'll hang out in the front yard. Like, if you can get here if you can get here quick, that's great. Like, I need to start my work day. But like, I'll look after them for now. And she was like, yes, that's amazing. Thank you so much. And I was like, cool, we have connection. Like, we got a point of contact. We're going here. Yeah, no, dude, I was stressed as hell trying to find these dogs their home, like their owners and everything. Cause like, I'm just over here thinking, like, if this was Coda and Nova, because I have Huskies and they are escape artists. If there's a dog that's gonna escape, this is gonna be it. Oh, also the best part about this, sorry, rewinding. You know that random dude I called in Arkansas because his phone number was on there? I mentioned it to the lady on the phone who was the owner of the dog. I was like, hey, just so you know, the second phone number on here goes to some random person in Arkansas who claims that they don't know this dog. And she goes, oh yeah, that's my husband's phone number. Are you sure you called the right one? And I opened my caller ID and I was like, yeah, I called blah, 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 blah. She's like, yeah, that's my husband's number. I'll talk to him about this. Just like, what are you doing? Like, the husband straight up says, yeah, I don't know that dog. Like, tell me the epitome of, I don't want to deal with this right now. I was like, man, I kind of feel bad for these dogs. But at least the lady, she sounded like, she's like, oh my God, thank you. Like, I love those dogs. We'll get over there right now. Even like offered to pay me for the inconvenience of looking after them and everything. And I was like, no, you're good. Like, you're chilling. Don't worry about it. Like, I just hope somebody will do this to return the favor for me if this happens to my pets. And then the mother-in-law shows up who was watching the dogs. And she goes, yeah, turns out she lives over 2 miles away. And the dogs like just got out. She just was like, yeah, I let them in the backyard so they could go to the bathroom. And I walked in to make a pot of coffee because I was I just wanted to get coffee for the morning. And then I look back out and they're just gone. And I've been trying to find them for the last 3 hours. And I was like, you just put these dogs that you're watching, not even your own dogs, in an unfenced backyard and just left them. Like, just said, they'll be fine. They're good dogs. They won't run away. And you just went to go make coffee and came back out 5 minutes later and we're like, oh, the dogs are gone. Like, my God, what is going on today? And I was like, God, no, this is so, everything in this is so wrong. The only thing I just like left feeling so bad for the lady who like owned the dogs. Because like, you're like, what? Like, this is like, you're across the country. She was apparently in New York for a work trip. And like, oh my God. Yeah. I was like, ugh. Yeah. So that was my morning. One was a greyhound, and he was quick. He was hard to catch. Thankfully, they were buddies. And as soon as I caught the other one, the greyhound was like, yeah, I'll come over. And I was like, okay, this is more usable. Like, I can work with this. But like, yeah, it's been a morning, y'all. It's been a morning. That was all before 9 a.m. It's been a day. It's been a day. But I will say, like, if there's a dog that's running around and and I can catch it and it's a friendly dog, and I'm very, very good with dogs. I have a lot of experience working with fosters and strays and things, and I've done a lot of it throughout my life, but I will always take the time to make sure I can find them a home. And then finally like, oh my God, because I was like, so animal control told me they couldn't take them, and then every single animal like sanctuary in the area didn't open till noon, and I was like, I'm not, like, I can't just sit here with these dogs anywhere on our property for 4 hours until an animal rescue opens and I can take them there. Like, that's not good. Like, I don't know if these dogs are healthy. I don't know what's up with them. Like, I don't want to bring them into have them in our backyard and turns out they have some disease or something like that because they've been out for a long time. Like, that's putting my dogs at risk. And I was like, I guess I would just, I was definitely going to like doomsday mode of like, if I can't figure this out, I'm just going to pretty much sit out here for 4 hours and wait for them to open and then figure out how I can get my butt over there and drop them off and hope that they have space to take them. Like, God, it was a stress, man. Stress. Flip the dog whisper. Of our own, we were a very big dog family growing up. Like, my brother got into dog sledding, so we had a lot of huskies growing up around the house just as sled dogs. And then also outside of that, we also rescued a lot of dogs.
Pleased to meet you.
Just because we had space for them, and we had grew up. My mom had horses when I was growing up, and then she had an injury from the horses, and we got rid of the horses after a while because she couldn't ride for a while. And then from there, we ended up just filling the horse barn with dogs because that's where the sled dogs all stayed. And then after our sled dogs started getting older, we just wanted to make sure that they had like a friend and weren't alone outside as some of them started passing. And then that turned into, we were slowly just bringing in fosters from nearby shelters and things that needed halfway homes for dogs. We're like, we can't adopt them. Like we don't want to become permanent owners, but if they need a place like outside the shelter to where they can have a better chance to kind of, it was a lot of ones that were like troubled behavior or harder to place dogs, or just more senior citizens that had a lot of like agitation and things like that. And we were able to work with them, and a lot went from, we had one that was like, if it was around any toddlers, it was like just straight attacking, and then like had a lot of past traumas for the dog and everything. We were able to get it, work with that dog for like 6-8 months, to the point where it actually was placed in a home with a kid, because those people are like, oh yeah, no, we love this dog breed, we love this dog, we're happy to work with it. And that dog, we got a picture of him like every few months from those owners being like, look at blah 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 over here hanging out with our 2-year-old, and like, look at them. And we got one picture once that was like the 2-year-old was riding on the back of the dog, because he was big, he was like 120-pound Malamute. He was a big boy. So yeah, it was interesting, but I really always appreciate that I had that much time to work with dogs. And I've always been very much the type of person I'm very comfortable with animals, and I feel like I definitely learned it from my mom. My mom has a way with animals that is just weird.
Thank you for setting an example of how to be a decent human.
Not weird in a weird way.
An effort to get them home was such a kind thing to do.
Just like my mom has the ability to connect with any animal, and like no matter how crazy of a dog or a cat, horse, whatever it is, she has like a really, really good ability to connect with them and kind of get them settled down and work with them. And so I very much picked that up through watching her as we were kind of taking care of the animals growing up. Allison, thank you so much for the donut. I do appreciate that. Rise, thank you so much for becoming a member. May, thank you so much for the 10 months. Rumble Bumble, thank you so much for the 10 months. Sorry, my nose is really itchy. Arthur, thank you so much for the 15 months. I do appreciate it. That explains the 2 miles that they travel. Yeah. I don't know. I like dog. Dang it. Dogs for me are really, really important. But yeah, I try and dogs have helped me a lot through my life. I always just I love them so much, and so if I can, like, they're very much in that family category for me. So if there's something I can do to help other people find their lost pets or something like that, I will definitely do it. I'll take the time. Also, there's a really cringe dono coming through right now that is very inappropriate. I'm gonna try and catch it before it reads out, but apologies if it does go. But we'll try and get the skip. It's not showing up on my list, but I can see it in the feed. I'm an RA and dog randomly got into our dorm building called AC. Found out he had escaped from a foster home. I still think about him, such a cutie. Yeah. Most dogs that do get out, they're just like, I just want to go on an adventure. I just want to go have some fun. Like, they don't really understand what's going on. They don't realize that they will lose their way back to their warm bed that they sleep on all the time or whatever it might be. Like, they're mostly just like, ooh, adventure and fun. Let's go do that. They don't really understand.
Love the pup stories.
It wasn't this dono. It was a different
one.
one.
Terraforming is looking amazing so far. Loving your world building.
Keep it real.
Nope.
I used my...
We're skipping that one. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's not something you share. Oh my gosh. Wow. What the heck just happened to chat? Cass, thank you so much for the donor. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm really excited with how the terraforming here is turning out. I think it's gonna be a good one. We saw it. Yeah. Ooh. It's a weird one. We wait for the money to close our yard so we can have a dog. Will probably take 2 or 3 years. Dude, buying fences and things like that is so expensive now. So expensive. True stories, you don't need to repeat the dono. Don't do that. If there's a weird dono or anything like that that comes through, or a weird chat message that gets a person timed out or removed, if you repeat the chat message, you will also be timed out and removed. Just as a heads up. Did you adopt your peps? We got Coda as... Speaking of Coda, we got Coda from a breeder because we were living in an apartment building at the time that was very, very specific requirements on types of dogs that you could have. And in order to have a husky in there, you had to pretty much prove that it was really weird. It was really, really funky. But you basically had to prove that the husky was like really well trained, because huskies tend to be on those stupid list of breeds that are like, this is known as a dangerous dog breed. And it's like, well, have you seen chihuahuas? Have you seen a chihuahua? Because usually chihuahuas much more aggressive. You get in an elevator in an apartment building with an angry chihuahua, your ankles are coming out shredded. Most huskies, if they're living in an apartment building, that means the owner cares about them, and they are doing a good job with those.
Pleased to meet you.
But yeah, so we had to get Coda from a breeder in order to meet the apartment's stupid requirements for it. But it was also a lot easier living in an apartment, and it was the first husky that my now wife had ever owned, because I convinced her that we should get a husky. And then from that, it was a lot easier to work with Coda as a puppy in a small apartment. We literally lived in a 500 square foot studio apartment. So it was, we needed the space, or we needed the easiness of training a puppy to make it work. And then from there we got, we did rescue Nova. We rescued her as a puppy. Her mom came into the rescue program, and then they realized that the mom was pregnant with a litter of pups, and then we rescued Nova from the pups that were born, because they just went directly into the adoption program. So we got Nova when she was about 12 weeks old. Huskies can also be really destructive, like chewing things and shredding houses apart if they aren't given the right amount of exercise or training. Oh yeah, 100%. We crate our dogs when we leave the house because Coda is known, and if any other husky owners are in here, you probably also have a husky that does this. Coda is known to revenge eat whoever leaves the house last of something of theirs. So we had multiple times before, because my wife was very much like, oh, she grew up with all of her dogs off leash trained and very easy like that, like they're just hanging with the fam. And I was like, you can't do that with huskies. Like huskies, they're gonna bolt, like they're runners. And we did have a point where she was like, no, let's try it with Coda, let's see how he does. We've had him for a long time, maybe he'll trust us. And I was like, he's gonna run. He's gonna run. And then I dropped the leash. She's like 20 yards away, calls him over. He goes and just whoo the opposite way from either of us. I was like, this is it was one of those where I made sure I put like a 15-yard leash under him, so we just like were able to grab that before he got away. But his first reaction was, I'm gonna bolt to the train tracks. And I was like, yep, Coda's never going off leash. He is. There's not an off leash dog in him.
Thank you, Coy.
But yeah, no, I think huskies they're definitely one of my favorite dog breeds. I love them. They're so cool. They're so fun to work with. They have so much personality. But there definitely is the reason why they get a bad rap is because they have a lot of energy, and a lot of people who get them see, ooh, pretty husky, I want this as a trophy that'll be in my house, just hanging and looking all beautiful like my whatever insert fancy dog breed here. And then it's just people who don't realize how much work huskies actually require. Small dogs are often deemed non-threatening because of being so small. Sadly, that means they typically end up... Dude, there's this small, little like white fluff ball of a dog that lives on our street, and the owner is terrible. Absolutely terrible. That dog, whenever it sees our dogs, you know that those pictures of the little tiny fluffy dog, like say the walker's here, there's a leash here, like this is ground level, and then the little dog is just like just like flying, like barely touching the ground, doing flips and 360s and everything, because it's like jumping to the end of the leash so hard that it like flips itself over and then falls on its back and then jumps up and keeps doing it more and more. That's our neighbor's fluff ball. That's our neighbor's fluff ball. And I can't. I anytime they are walking nearby us, I'm given like the meanest death glare. I'm just like, don't even come towards my dogs. Like, if that dog gets towards my dogs, like, I know Nova, she's a female Malamute, our younger one, she's 3 years old, and if you know anything about female Malamutes, they have a big, like, I'm pack leader, I'm in charge vibe to them. And that's something you just have to keep in check. A lot of female Malamutes will kind of have that air about them. And it's just like a known part of the breed. And you can work with it. But when you have she's really good and she listens a lot. And to the point where Nova can kind of be off leash sometimes. Within like our property, she can be in the front yard without a leash and it's not fenced in. But then you look at when a small dog comes charging at her, like, no, I'm in charge. Like, I don't even want to see what Nova would react with, because all I can think of is that fluff ball would be gone in a few seconds. It would no longer be with us, and then that would be me in trouble because of Floofy over there is too small and harmless to do anything, and I have the big scary Malamute.
Wanted to send my congrats on the wedding. Wishing you both longevity and prosperity.
Vital of Destruction, thank you so much for the dono. Only recently found your channel and have been binge watching. Hey, thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Thank you. Alrighty, I'm really happy with how this is turning out here. Let's take a little flight backwards and do just kind of like a little... Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted. Dude, I love the darker blue water that I added in here. Oh, it's so good. That is definitely more of what I wanted, where it's just kind of like this dirt. Dirt will probably go up around there too and everything, but we can fill all of this in. This can just be dirt across, so we can go refill and get back to work there. Just download the wakes mod and I'm in love. I would recommend turning off the boat feature where you can have like a wake from the front of your boat. I don't like it, but that's up to you. Also, Lucas, thank you so much for the dono. As earlier, watch your episodes twice because I fall on them. Twice because on them I fell asleep. Today I have a headache. I thought I would go to your stream to fall asleep and failed. Hey, you know, I'm sorry about that. Streams are a little different vibe. Mandolin also, thank you so much for the 4 months. I do appreciate it. Also, Rob Kamen, thank you so much for the 3 months. Gotta pump up those numbers. They said it first. Actually, they call it rookie numbers, but it is what it is. Let's refill on rockets. Should do a building server with Green and Mumbo. I don't think that one's up to me. I've chatted with Green quite a few times. I've actually never chatted with Mumbo. He seems like a really good dude. I would love to sit down and just chat with Mumbo. He just seems like a really genuine person. Seems like he's got life figured out pretty well. I don't like how sharp of a ridge we have here, so I do want to kind of like round it a touch more. I have my Chihuahua asleep on my lap right now. He's either totally chill or an idiot. No in between. Dude, it's most small dogs, I swear. I'm not saying all small dogs are bad dogs, but it's definitely, I can't remember who mentioned in here, it's definitely the case of you don't have to train your small dog because you just have to pick them up. Or a lot of people just threaten to step on their small dog, and then small dog says, oh my god, I'm scared for my life, so I'll stop doing this behavior. But they don't actually learn that the behavior that they're doing is not good. Obvious Pachyderm, thanks so much for 8 months. Just found my first of the new Minecraft wolves while you were talking about dogs. Thanks, so good luck. Hey, there you go. Nice, nice, nice. I really want to get into 120.6. How's your Stardew Valley farm been? It's been good. We're just getting into fall of year 2. I'm almost at 2,000 total earnings. Or not 2,000, 2 million. Jeez, rookie numbers. And I am working towards slowly chopping things off the list for the 100% perfection. I don't think there's no way I'll be able to achieve it for the current farm before year 3 starts, because I need to get Grandpa's stuff and all that. But I'm working towards it. It's going. It's getting there. I've been really enjoying it still. It's been a lot of fun. I've been having a lot of fun. It's definitely turned into my chill game. I've been waking up and playing a day of Stardew Valley before I start work every morning. Actually, I wake up, Stardew Valley, well, coffee or caffeine, and then I go into the gym. I work out there, and then I come back and I actually get into work mode. Also, my friends, if you're ever on YouTube, if you could leave a like on the stream, I very much do appreciate it. We got 900 people in here. We're at 650 likes right now, so anybody who can do me a favor and click that little like button over there, it helps me out so much, and I really do appreciate it. The only reason I ask is because 1, it's free for you to do, and 2, it actually unfortunately matters a lot for the stream.
Hey, for real.
I sometimes pass out watching YouTube and wake up like 2 hours deep into your VODs or 1000 days videos, so you're welcome for the watch time. Smiley
Allison,
face.
thank you. You know what? If you just like fall asleep to the new 1000s building a city video a few times, just like let it run through a few times, that'd be great. Thanks. You don't need to do that. Well, I hope this video, when it comes out, isn't super boring, because it's pretty much gonna be 40 minutes of dirt and stone placing. So I hope y'all enjoy. But there is some dirt and stone breaking too. No, just dirt. We haven't had to break stone yet. I'm still working through the backlog in storage. But I will say I am starting to run out. The storage system is slowly emptying of stone. I've cleared an entire row of double chests this week. I love watching 1000 Days videos while I'm building. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you. Glad you enjoy them. The city one, I'm still hopeful on. I read all the tags and everything, and it seems to be helping a little, but it's definitely not up to par for where everything else was, unfortunately. So I think the movie video trend is a little too saturated right now for it to work anymore. The same way 1000 Days is very much, or 100 Days videos are super saturated. I think everybody saw how much the community was latching onto the 1000 day videos at first, and that they got just flooded. Forever thankful for how well my 1000 days did. Oh my gosh, that was life-changing. But yeah, I was hoping that the 1000 days building a city video was going to do a little better than it did, but that's okay. We live and we learning. Gotta keep trying new things. Really need to get back into working out. College schedule right now doesn't give me enough time to go to the gym. Dude, college, that freshman, in the US, there's always the freshman 15 term. That turned into me for like the freshman year. I was good. It definitely turned into like the sophomore 25. And that was not great. It took me 2 years out of college to really get back into working out and like really doing a good job. But I will say I didn't get a really good workout routine again until a year and a half ago, probably. And now I'm very thankful I've done it. I'm so much happier. I was watching through an old video recently where I like put in a stream clip and I was just like, oh my gosh. Like that was a stage of life. But that's okay. Okay, so we want to keep this going upwards. I'm thinking what might be easiest is just a dirt line up in the middle here. Actually, I want to bring this out. We're gonna just take a few random lines and start bringing them across every few, and then we'll just fill in the gaps in between. Actually works out pretty well. Cool. Let me go get some more dirt. Lost like 15 pounds freshman year because I was walking around so much. It's kind of leveled off. Yeah. I was just like like food hall. Food and everything.
Pleased to meet you.
It's just so not healthy. And then I went from before college, when I was doing sports and everything, before I got injured, I was in the pool 30 hours a week, like for team practices. And very much in an environment where I had a coach telling me what to do, yelling at me, giving me drills to do for the day, and just generally being in charge of my workout schedule. All I had to do was show up. And I could show up because that was part of my routine. And then I got into college and I didn't play sports anymore on a team. And I was basically just like, okay, I guess I'm going to go to the gym, figure this whole thing out. I've never really done workouts in a gym before. Nobody ever taught me how to do this.
How do you not get bored while building a mountain?
And then just had to figure it out from there. Which is hard. I think that something that a lot of people don't really count in is that like transition period of high school sports and everything, or whatever premier select whatever sports you played, like club sports and everything like that, and then moving into a like college or university or whatever where you're not doing that anymore. When that stage of life ends and you're no longer on those teams, like it's really difficult to then learn how to work out for yourself. Like that's a drive that you have to find. So it's difficult. It's definitely, it was a struggle for me for a long time. Cookie, thank you so much for the 6 months. I do appreciate it. Birdie the Beast, thank you so much for the dono. How do you not get bored while building a mountain? A lot of chatting with you all. That's definitely part of it. And I watch, like last night I was working on this and I was just watching Netflix. That was a big way I got through it. I also I don't know what it is, but somebody kind of mentioned earlier, but this is very therapeutic for me. I really, really enjoy the process of just creating something from my brain and just putting it into the world like that. I get a lot of joy out of it. After my back issues and all that lifting it in high school, I didn't do anything in college. Yeah, it's difficult. It's really, really hard to find that. And I think it's something that people don't really talk about a lot. And then you're also on a budget when you come out of college, or even in college, of what college student has money to buy healthy food? Like, no. And then the food that they're serving in like your campus food options on your meal plans typically are not the healthiest. Or the college I went to, you got a certain dollar value for your meal plan of like you paid, say, I don't know, $1,000 into your food meal plan, and they would give you like $1,200 of campus food, something like along those lines. I don't remember the actual numbers. But even if you got the highest meal plan for like the most value meal plan on campus, you couldn't physically afford off of the campus meal plan to get food from the healthy like food options on campus every single meal. Like it was still too expensive. So in order to have food for the entire semester, unless you had another source of food, you actually had to order the unhealthy foods, which were burritos and things, and they were delicious. but like you actually couldn't eat healthy every day without running out of funds. So it's just not set up for success. It takes a lot of learning. It takes a lot of growing and figuring it out as you go. So
Pleased to meet you.
dirt stats. We're at like 240,000 placed almost. 236. So we don't, that's, I know that could be a touchy topic for some people. So we don't have to focus on that one today, but I don't know, something interesting to think about, talk about. Being on your own journey and all that stuff. Void, thanks so much for the 14 months. First stream I managed to cash in a while. Welcome on in, my friend. Lovely to have you. I'm just gonna kind of keep going layer by layer here. I'm okay with it. That's a lot of dirt. Yeah, a good chunk of it's come from over there. Look at all those spiders. I saw eyes and I was like, oh no, did I just look at Enderman? And the sun is dropping. Oh no. All right, we are gonna try and send this back up to the top. That'll work. That's close enough for now. Let's go get more dirt and we can sleep the night away. You're the one who also knows CPK, LD Shallow Lady, and Smallish Beans, right? Yes. Yeah. CPK I don't know super well. I've been on some series with him in the past. He's a good dude. LD Shadow Lady and Smallish Beans I do know really well. They came out for my wedding. They're good people. Not that CPK isn't, I just haven't had a whole lot of opportunities to interact with him. I think last time I interacted with CPK a bunch was... Honestly, where I talked to him a lot was when Lost Ark released. We randomly, like a lot of us started playing Lost Ark, that MMO that released a while back. And we were going hard in it for a while. And CPK turned out to be one of the people who stuck with it for the longest, with me and then a few other friends. Scott and Lizzie stuck with it for a good while too. Joel dipped out pretty quick. He was like, nah, not for me. But yeah, so I talked with CPK a lot during that. He was fun to hang with. It's fun to find games outside of Minecraft that you're like, oh wait, we all enjoy this. Like this is cool. This is a fun, like this is a cool way that we can hang out outside of working on videos. Like that's always really cool to find those things. Especially for me being on a different continent from them. I love your series on YouTube. I watch each episode like 2 or 3 times. Hey, thanks, dude. Appreciate it. We almost got this section done here. Trying to like buff it up a little bit more at the edge of the rock here, so it looks like the dirt like is kind of piled up. Which is kind of why I have this little like loop on each of them. I think it looks nice. Gotta have those emotional support British people, you know? Yeah, it's very true, very true. Every YouTuber needs emotional support British people. Because there seem to be so many YouTubers over there. I think it's just the circle I'm in, for sure, just because that's who I'm meeting. But I'm like, God, how many of you are YouTubers? How many of your partner's a YouTuber too? Like, how many of there are you? Like it's still one of those things where like none of my personal like IRL friends that I met before I started YouTube are creators. Like every single person, every friend that I have that's a content creator, I've met through YouTube. Even I've tried convincing some friends that they should start making videos and things like that. I'm like, you would enjoy it. I'm just telling you, it's pretty fun. And they're just like, nah. They're super supportive in what I'm doing and everything like that. Like, and they definitely like tune in and everything, and they know a lot about what's going on, but not many, like none of them are creators in the same way that I feel like Scott and Lizzie and Joel and all them, like their whole friend group, IRL and online, from what I can tell, seems to be like 90% people who are content creators or like somehow affiliated with content creation. Like some work in like esports brands and things like that. I'm just like, the MCC team is looking good. Yeah, it should be really fun. I'm excited for it. Should be a good time. We were hanging in Captain Sparkle's stream on Sunday, just playing random games, and I was like, I'm actually still kind of good at this stuff. Hold up here. I kind of know what I'm doing a little bit. Wait a minute. Dude, Rockets Belief Rush on MCCI, I was killing it. Mostly my friends on my team, but you know, I was killing it. Just popped in to say hi on your stream. I'm a VOD watcher from up north. A big fan and use a ton of your techniques to improve my builds. And the reason I keep playing is from watching you. Hey, Maple Nate. Ah, Maple. There, it's in the name. Got it. Okay, Canada. I was like, up north could mean a few, but like all the way to Canada, or just like northern US, or no, there we go. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy everything so much. I'm my friend's emotional support Canadian. A lot of people do need emotional support Canadians. They're pretty level-headed. Unless it's a hockey match, and then I don't want an emotional support Canadian during that, because they're going to tell me to burn down everything. Whether you win or lose, it's going to be, you want to flip a car and burn it? Let's do that. We're angry, or we're just really excited. Who knows? I had the opportunity when I was younger to go to the Winter Olympics when they were in Vancouver, Canada. So we drove up there for it, saw a few games, and that was the year for gold in the Olympics, that it was the US versus Canada for hockey. And we went out because we were going, obviously we're from the US, so we're wearing our US gear and everything, like, woo, yay, Olympics, let's go! But we're mostly just there for the experience of being there. And just imagine Gem flipping a car. I don't know. She might do it. You never know. But we were, when the US, I think thankfully lost. So the US got silver and Canada got gold in the hockey, like for hockey that year in the Olympics. And in Vancouver, mostly Canadian fans, like waving Canadian flags around and everything. And they just started flipping cars in the street. Like, just fans were just so excited about winning gold that they just were like, let's start a riot. I was just like, okay. And my mom, my brother, and I, because it was the three of us who went, just kind of looked at each other and just like had some coats on over because it was pretty cold, winter, you know. And so we just kind of zipped up our coats because we didn't have US logos on the outside. And we're just like, we're not here. We are not US fans. Hide this. Was in the 2010 Olympics. Best experience ever. Nice, dude. Why did you ever do serious damage and excitement? Because you're excited. Got adrenaline. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just remember it was just so funny. Like, felt so bad for whoever's car that was, because they didn't deserve that. But their car got, woo, upside down. The Mounties had to be called. Was disappointed there were no moose. No moosin'. There's just people on horses. I've been lied to. Oh, they rode moose. Meese. Is it moose or meese? Moosin'? Because it's goose geese. What is it? Moose. Something. What did I just come into? Just talking about random stuff today. How long you worked on this mountain so far? First episode came out probably... it's been intermittent. Couldn't tell you exactly what we've been doing or how long we've been doing it. All of this today, where you can see that dirt line coming in and those stones, that's all new. That's looking pretty good. Plural of moose is moose. Moose. Okay, yeah. Who would win? Canadian hockey fans or British soccer fans? Depends who won the previous sporting event or who lost. See how much it fuels either side. One is moose, two is moose. So look at the moose. It's meese. Got it. I like this. I think that could kind of round off the top a little. Also, for those who haven't seen the rest of this world, over here's my starter base. Yeah, we actually just started the project an hour and 10 minutes ago. We've done a lot. We placed a lot of blocks real quick. So this is my starter base over here. That house right there looks pretty cool. I've tried, I turned brightness down to 70%. This is so moody underneath the tree, and I kind of love it. You almost saw a little lump with the village. I know, I was kind of originally intended to finish this across back there the entire way, and then I got distracted finishing the mountain. I literally, like, was planning to do this.
Pleased to meet you.
Wandering trader. Hello there. Anything good? Jukebox could be good, but I don't have one on me. Sticky piston furnace. I do like the little baby furnace. Baby TNT. We're gonna buy some. Hold, please. Murder the llama? Samwise, how could you? At least let me buy stuff from him first. Gosh. One TNT. One furnace. One sticky piston. If you're curious what these are micro blocks. They are little tiny blocks that I have added a long time ago, and we can just use them for fun decoration. A slime. Slime could be kind of fun. Do we have a slime? We have a slime. No, sir. I'm trying to buy things from you. Do you have a jukebox? I don't think I have a diamond. I doubt I have a diamond. What else did he have? Sir. Let me give you money. Cobbled deep slate, don't care. Chiseled polished blackstone could be fun. I like the little dot on it. I'm going to go find one of those. I think I do want that.
Pleased to meet you.
Do I have a blackstone? If I have a blackstone in here, I'll be very surprised. No blackstone. That's okay. No, wrong one. Boop, boop. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere, friend. Oh, I want to pause that. Oopsies. Blade, thank you so much for coming to a member. Ray, thank you so much for the 2 months. Toss a like to your fWhipper. Love your content, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Red one skate. Thank you so much for the 2 months. A bit late today, but I'm excited to see the progress. Yeah. We're getting there. We're getting there. Wolf, thank you so much for the 2 months. I want to polish blackstone. Yeah. Sir, let me trade. Stop running. Sir, please. It's getting laggy again over here, y'all. I'm going to just... Vibes. Look at the vibes in here. Dang it. Wasted a rocket. This is looking good, though. I really do like how this is coming together. Please tell me he's still there. Sir? Sir? We're swooping. Hello there. Now let me buy from you. Thank you. Right, those don't give experience when you buy them. Anything else we want? Oh, the cherry log, spruce log. I like to buy the little logs because I use them as seats. Do I have a spruce log? I do.
Keep it real.
The Mounties riding moose are up north because the deep snow.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Duh. How could I not think of that? I should have thought it. Yeah. I gotta brush up on my Canadian knowledge. I'm sorry. We'll just throw all these in here for now. But if you want to see what they look like, look at baby TNT. It's just a player head, but look how cute it is. Oh, I haven't updated the pack yet. No, it's forever a different stack. We have to find somewhere to put that. I thought I updated my data pack so that they come back with the proper... I could have sworn I updated that. Whatever. You've heard of collecting every item in the game. The real challenge will be collect every mini block. Exuma did that a few seasons ago in Hermitcraft, I think. Tiny Moose, thank you so much for the moose fact. Well, the Mountie Moose fact. I feel like TNT would be... We still have to come back and fix this. I hate it so much. Oh my god, there's a lot of you. You'd also place and break all 7 others, and then they would stack. True, Lawrence. True. But I already have other mini TNT back at the starter base. I need to make a storage room for mini blocks. I want to do that soon. That's a thing we got to do soon. Okay, let's go get some moss and finish off that top. Mandolin, you like micro blocks? I didn't know that. Surprise me. What's your cloud texture pack? It's not a texture pack. It's actually a mod. It's called Better Clouds. So you can actually modify them as much as you would like. I do wish there was a way to like modify and have phases. So you could have like new types of clouds, like different weather patterns rolling in and out. I think that'd be really cool. Hey, excuse me. Don't make fun of the arrow in my butt. See, it's gone. It's fine. It's okay now. See, no arrow. We're fine. If you had a rodent hole somewhere for the mini blocks, it's just like a little baby storage room. How do you get so good at building and choosing gradients? Choosing gradients is all about experimenting. You got to keep trying things and see if it works. You can also start studying color theory. The biggest thing about gradients is it's just you look at the general color of the block. So place a block down and look at it from far away. What color do you see? From there, you can either pick complementary colors or the other types of colors that I'm blanking on the name of right now. Analogous colors, etc. types of colors, colors. But if you rely on the color wheel and you think of Minecraft blocks as just a color, you will be able to design very, very good gradients very easily. It's something that I'm still working on because Me being colorblind, color theory is a little more difficult than I hoped to understand. So I'm still kind of working on it as I go, but I'm getting there. Contrasting colors, thank you. That's a type. That's a type. Have bad memory of those classes. Yeah, I kind of really wish that when I was taking those art classes where we were talking about complementary colors and using all those things, that I had known that I was colorblind at the time, because I think it would have changed my stress levels and how frustrated I would have been in those classes if I kind of, had that information at the time. I don't know about you all, but knowing that you can't really see colors when you're being tested on how colors blend together, that could have been pretty cool. That could have been pretty cool to know that fact about myself. Probably would have been a little bit more like, oh yeah, this is why I can't do it as easily as other people in the class. Like, I'm not just bad at this, it's actually like I can't see the same color that they see. Got it. Cool. You can buy those glasses that make you see the colors. Yeah, but getting those as a prescription glasses, at least the last time I looked at it, was like $900. And I don't want to spend that much money on glasses. All right, so I'm thinking this comes back over here. Oh, color calculations and things. Yeah, those are super fun. Super de duper. We're just gonna do a big rock. Big rock. You're colorblind, to know that? Yeah, I'm red-green colorblind. So I can still see a good amount of the colors, but when you get like, it's mostly when you have red tones coming into things, that's when I struggle a lot. So, which is kind of a bummer because I really love working with brick in Minecraft. It's one of my favorite blocks. So it's a little difficult sometimes to find color palettes that work for that. But yeah, we're getting there. We're figuring it out slowly but surely. I'm finding a few formulas that work pretty well. And Minecraft, to me, works really, really well as an art form because they have done an excellent job, minus the concretes and terracottas, of adding unique textures, unique enough textures to blocks that if you were to put them all in grayscale, you pretty reliably could tell what every single block is in Minecraft. And then off of that, I take knowledge of like, okay, I know that this coral texture is the brain coral, and that's kind of like a purpley hue. How much time have you spent on this world so far? We're on day 6,628, and we have 56.77 days of played time. So 56 times 24. That's 0.77 times 24. That's your number of hours in here. On value, contrast, lights and darks over the hue. Yeah. That's what I try and focus on. Especially for me, when you get into the darker hues, that's where I really, really struggle with reds and greens. That's a lot of where my struggle comes in. Lost all my stats in my world, at least the day count's still there. Oof. Ouch. I am so worried about that happening here. When I turned on experimental features, I did a full backup of everything, stats and all, and then anytime I update the world now, I take a massive backup, save it somewhere else, and then if anything like stats or those get funky or wiped, I just import the stats from the... Dang it. from the copy that I made. I've had it happen once, but I was able to save it because I had the copy. All I can say is when people recommend that you back up a Minecraft world before you do something crazy, like updating to a recent version of the game, I know, spooky. Definitely take a backup. Big time take backup. Oh, we missed a lot of little pockets. No, thank you. fWhip gotta go to an interview. Wish me luck. You got it, Sydney. Go get it. Every time I now want to validate something like my Guardian farm, I can't back it up. The 48 shulker boxes of quartz blocks place are gone. Oof. Yeah. Yeah. Over under 50,000 shulker boxes open? I think it's under. Oh, just kidding. 128,000. Is that a whole month of playtime? No, we're at almost 2 months of playtime. Don't you get me here with a whole month. Bro, we're at 56 days. There's average like 30 days in a month. That'd be 60 days is 2 months. I've spent 90 days with the world open because that includes pause time, which is kind of disgusting that that's half. 9 days have spent holding the shift button. Gross. Gross, dude. Not a single shulker box cleaned. Yeah, I don't undie them. If they have a reason to get dyed, they can stay dyed. We started stream an hour and a half ago, and that is my typical stream start time. Okay, so I would like to come along this side and keep extending this, kind of coming out this way, so we can create like a full bluff effect. But I want the whole bluff to be out at an angle. I saw somebody do this recently in a Pinterest build, I think, and it looked so good. They just had this super slight angle where not only was the terrain growing from there upwards, but it was also growing from like a down here up that way. So it kind of had like this woof, and then like that just like fell and sank off of a cliff. And it was so cool looking. And I've been wanting to do it and find a space to like build that into something. And I'm thinking we're doing that here. So we kind of bring it up this way. And then this is kind of our higher point. And then this is going to kind of keep. Probably over to like here. No, I want this to be even more extreme. Are you happy with your world? Yeah, there's a lot of things that I like. I'm like, yeah, I could change that one day. But also, we've almost had this world for 3 years now, so a lot of the things I'm like, yeah, I could change that. I'm also like, but I've learned so much from creating them to be able to look back on a build and say, you know, I think I could do that better now. To me is like such a cool experience of, okay, I've learned a lot, and I'm very like, to be able to look back at something and be like, I think I could do it better now. To me, that's a really cool feeling because that's showing so much improvement. Even to just look at a build and be like, you know, I don't know how I want to improve it, but I know that I'm not happy with it anymore. That's also a big win. Like, that's a huge win to be like, you know what? I've learned. I'm on the path to wanting to make something better, but I haven't figured out quite why. And then that opens the possibilities of like, or you haven't figured out the how, but you can always figure out the how later. That doesn't need to come now. Like that, it gives you a goal to work towards. many spruce trap doors have you placed? Dude, it's like 14,000. It's a lot. It's disgusting. Oh, 13,000. 13,300 spruce trap doors have been placed in this world. I hold no shame over that number. Every single one was worth it. Not sure how to improve a build. It really is going to depend on the build itself, but there's always different things to focus on. The biggest thing I would say to focus on when you're trying to improve a build is you can focus on the color, aka the texturing that you're using on it, what blocks you're actually building it out of. You can focus on the scale. Is the build too big? Does it feel too small? Does it feel off in the environment? Maybe it's not the build that's wrong. Maybe it's the environment that you set it in makes it feel out of place. So you can focus on that. Outside of that, it could be maybe the details around of maybe, again, the environment's not right for it because something in there just is not clicking. So you can kind of take those things and try and experiment around with fixing those. Or maybe you have a really, really detailed green, lush environment around it. Then the build itself is just kind of bleh, just placed, a big rectangle. Maybe look into how you can add some detail to it and mix things up there and just keep expanding and working on it. And a lot of trial and error and a lot of kind of taking the time to analyze the different attributes of it is the way to fix a build. Because as much as you probably want to be like, hey, fWhip, can you just tell me how to add detail to this windmill? If I tell you how to add detail to it, you might pick up a few things that I do, but you won't really truly fully understand like how to make it your own. You'll just figure out how to make it a fWhip build, which maybe you want to just make a fWhip build. That's cool too. I appreciate it. My God, who is driving by outside? Vroom, vroom, vroom. Did you remove the path blocks? Yeah, we removed the path blocks on Monday. They were not the vibe. I liked them, but they didn't want to be working together very well. Yeah, so we removed the path blocks and we brought in full just grass cover throughout the entire thing. Okay, so that's up to there. We are starting to run a little low on moss, which I'm not super psyched about. Loud car noises, how you know how they're cool. Yeah, dude, it's so impressive. Just makes me, wow, I'm just so jealous. I'm just so jealous of their car being so loud. I wish I could get hearing damage when I drive my car. Just want to, yeah, don't want to have to listen to anything for the rest of my life because I've destroyed my eardrums with my own car. Life goals. Computer crash, did I miss anything? Yeah, we built a lot. We built a whole landscape today. Kind of, actually, at the rate we're going. We've got a whole big expansion. See, you get it. Yeah, I know how it is. I've never been one of those people who wants to be in a super noisy, loud car. Like, nah, not for me. Like, those are the people that if they won the lottery, they would be telling everybody. Where if I won the lottery, you'd probably pick up on some things, but, like, overall, you wouldn't really know. Like, I would never be like, hey, dude, I won. Not to bring the meme in, but, you know, it's a really good example. Because there's people like that. Do you plan on relocating the Highland area with the path blocks because it did look cool and had its own vibe? We will incorporate some elements of it, most likely. But the problem with the path blocks is that you can't place anything on them. And then also the blocks that work with it, unfortunately, also, for the most part, cannot have blocks placed on them as in terms of foliage options. So the using that really limited the amount of decoration we could have. And I don't want to leave this terrain just as something that is just kind of like empty, you know, like it is right now. I'm definitely keeping the wheat in. The wheat is still going to be like a tall golden grass that we use throughout here because I think it'll look really cool. So we're going to have some bigger patches of that to help make up for the loss of path blocks. So we're still going to keep like ideas and concepts of what we did, but we won't have that. Maybe we'll do in some places, but not everywhere. Yeah, if I win the lottery, we'll be raining in spruce trapdoors. I also think to do the path block, we have to have a much bigger transition point than we had. It was really abrupt moving into it. So it was not my fave. It's okay though. I'm glad we tried it. And I'm really glad that I took the time to actually sit on it and think for a while before just committing to it all throughout and being like, all right, this is our landscape now. This is how we do. Okay, so this is up here. I am kind of tempted to bring it down a few blocks. Tempted. Like, take the back. Like, treat it like its own little bluff. Like we have that where it comes down. I feel like that here could also be pretty cool. Quit your job and play video games all day? Yeah. Yeah, that'd be the vibe. Yeah, I think if this like drops down just like 2 or 3 blocks and then goes up, that could be pretty cool. Jessica, thanks for stopping by. You have a good one, all right? Yeah, let's just do this. We'll take this around. It's gonna look a little wonk right now while we try and bring this back into being our dirt and grass mix. This is just kind of like a future expansion extension up here. That's fine. Dude, high CD account or higher. Just do, yeah. That's the way to go right now. I know I'm definitely not the one you... I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty good with money, but I also don't want to be giving financial advice. But yeah, a big goal my wife and I have had was just like, finally, we went through the process of like merging our finances and everything like that post wedding and all that, getting married, and then recently decided like, yeah, let's actually move forward on it. Not out of any weirdness or anything like that. We just literally just never bothered. And then, so now we're both on. I had already set up like all the high yield savings accounts and everything. I've been using that just because I'm very aware, as much as I would like YouTube to be my job forever, I'm very aware that what I'm doing here is a limited time thing. Who knows how long it's going to last? Who knows how long Minecraft will be popular? And hopefully it's something that I can move into like a new space if Minecraft does kind of drop. Like I'm going to still try content creation of whatever size because I really love what I get to do. And then, but I'm also very aware that like what I'm doing, like where I'm at right now could, who knows how long it'll last. And so I'm trying to be very, very smart about it. Of everything I'm doing here, I'm fully doing it with like I need to set up savings accounts. I need to not save anything or not spend very much, and treating this as like a making sure I get a lot of life investments out of what I'm doing here on YouTube. A lot of things that'll set me up for later, because I just, there's so many creators that I've seen who just are like blew up to absurd levels, and then they're like, look at this $200,000 car I bought, and my car payment is a few grand a month, but look at this cool car, because they just had like a few videos go viral. I'm like, you're so dumb. Like, I don't know why you bought that. I don't know why did you make that decision? Of all the decisions you can make, you buy that. So I don't know. I try and be very mature about how I spend money and everything like that. I've always been that way, even before this. Like, I've just never been a big spender. There's not many things in my life that I'm like, ooh, I want that shiny thing right now. Like, that's just never been my personality. But I also get it. If you want the shiny thing, get the shiny thing. You do you. Just be smart. Manage your money how you want to manage your money. I just know that I'm on the... If I could get retirement squared away before I'm actually even close to the retirement age, whatever that looks like, I'm like, that was like life success right there. Goal complete. Well, that's a smart move. I feel like Minecraft is kind of cemented in the game when it comes to longevity. Yeah, but you never know. I mean, look at everybody. You can look at a few people who... I think Minecraft is a very safe bet. I feel like the spot that I'm in for content creation is one of the safer spots to be in for content creation. I will wholeheartedly admit that I agree on that. But you also look at some people who went on to some games like Ark Survival. Because people are like, oh my god, this thing is going to be the Minecraft killer. It's so crazy big right now. Look at this. And so many people that went from Minecraft went to Ark. And it went on for a while. And then it just dipped. Like, it dropped. It wasn't that massive anymore. And also, Minecraft is coming up on 15 years, right? So that's a long time. That's a whole generation of people that grew up playing the game. Granted, there's still new people coming in to play the game. But that's also still a... You're going to eventually age out of video games. You look at the games like World of Warcraft and those where most people playing World of Warcraft, like, there's not many younger kids playing WoW these days, but like, I think because I'm still playing WoW a little bit, I'm kind of starting to tune out of it. I'm just not enjoying the amount of time you have to put into it. But of the people that I play with, I think I am the youngest by... Maybe some people are the same age as me, but from what I can tell, most of the people I'm playing with are a decent few years older. Yeah, you also have to take into account, like, what if it's not Minecraft that drops? Like, what if it's that YouTube just doesn't exist anymore? Like, I have no control over if YouTube exists or not. They could get wrapped up in some crazy lawsuit, and then they're just, poof, they're gone. Dang it, I lost them both. So, I don't know. My philosophy has always been, I'm going to enjoy this for as long as I can. I'm going to keep it running for as long as it's paying the bills, and I really love what I got to do, and if I can keep doing it for a majority of my life until I go into whatever retirement looks like I'm going to keep doing it. I think that's a really safe approach to have about everything. Stop the mob vote? No, get out of here. We don't need that. I like it. I really like how that's turned out today. Like old, like 35. Dude, like ancient, like 36. I mean, I turned 30 this summer. Dude, if TikTok gets fully banned, because I know the bill got signed in the US to get TikTok banned, but if it actually gets banned from the US, I will be so surprised. I'm not one who's super into politics. We're not going to talk the political side of it at all. But if it gets banned,
Pleased to meet you.
I will just like, I'll be surprised. Like the fact that it'll just be gone from the country. Like it will still exist in some way. I don't think it's going to be gone. But, you know, the company who owns it did say that they're not going to sell it to a US company. Like they're going to keep it. So, who knows? Who knows? Maybe they will pull it from full bitterness. But like there's such a large generation and so many people whose entire jobs are TikTok. Like creating TikToks, creating content on there. And it's a valid form of content. Like it is a very fair way. It's difficult. It is so dang hard to make a living off of short form content. Like I know a lot of people are like, oh, they just post random blah blah blah. No, to actually grow on TikTok and actually like make a living off of it, it's insane. I mean, I know YouTube Shorts technically pay better because there's more revenue coming in on YouTube Shorts just from the monetization that YouTube has set up. But like, I had a meeting with my partner manager a while ago, and Reels and Shorts exist, but they do not have the same hold over an audience that you have on TikTok. Like, I don't think you'll see those people pivoting to those because they will lose their entire audience if they move over. So maybe, who knows, there'll be a mass exodus and mass TikTok accounts saying, please follow me on Instagram so that you can see the Reels
Pleased
and
to
blah blah
meet
blah,
you.
or YouTube so you can see I move into Shorts and all those things. Who knows? There'll probably be some people that do that. But like, it's difficult. I was talking about YouTube partner manager, and I won't hide. I mean, you can see it. I get about 5 million views a month on YouTube right now, and I'm very, very happy with where I'm at. It's a very stable point. And I was chatting with my YouTube partner manager about what that would look like revenue wise to earn on Shorts. Like how many views would I need on Shorts to be able to equal my revenue? Mostly I was just curious because I was like, you keep telling me to make Shorts. Like how many views do I have to get on Shorts for it to be worth it revenue wise? And he showed me a channel. He was like, this channel in the last 30 days earned the same amount of revenue that you earned off of your channel. And I was like, okay, so I got 5 million long form views. And I looked at this dude. I think I've talked about him a few times. I'm not going to name names because I don't want to get that out there. But it was a gaming based Shorts channel. Everything was my hot girlfriend playing Mario, blah, 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 or like him and his gamer girlfriend playing video games or doing cosplay of their favorite characters or whatever it might be, or like the really super cringe, like really geared towards young kids type content that was just, but regardless of the type of content he was making, the dude got 80 million views on Shorts in the month. 80 million, and that equaled 5 million long form views. I was like, no, I cannot. This is not, that will never be me. He was posting 4 videos a day. Like, how do you even have the energy to post 4 videos a day? Like, how do you have that many video ideas? Nah. Nah. If you see me starting to mass post Shorts, please somebody just like check in on me, okay? Like, I'll maybe post a few every once in a while if I have a funny idea for them. But if you see me like mass posting Shorts, somebody just be like, you okay, bud? You good? Everything going okay over there? just do a little check-in, all right? Yeah, I was like, dude, no. There's no way I will ever be doing that. That is, nah. Like, if you want to make Shorts, go for it. I despise making that content. It is not where my creativity flourishes. Like, I'm very impressed by what Mog Swamp's been able to do with it. He does Minecraft Shorts in a really, really good way. And I'm very impressed by what he's been able to achieve, but I'm also like, nah, ain't gonna be me. Husky TikTok seem to do good. Yeah, if you can just get a husky that'll just howl and scream and everything and all that, yeah, you're set on TikTok. Unfortunately, both my huskies are quiet. I should try and get him hyped up more and scream, and I can post them on TikTok and be like, "This is our daily routine." Speaking of which, I forgot to give them their pills this morning. Oh no. I got so distracted with the rescue dog, or the 2 stray dogs I was talking about earlier, that I forgot to give Coda his probiotic, his tummy. His poor tummy Tom. Quiet Huskies does not sound like something usual / normal. Yeah, Nova is... She actually has what you call it her demon voice. She can't howl. I think it's whatever, because she's a Malamute mix. We don't really know what she's mixed with, but it's whatever that mix is coming out means that she cannot howl. She just does like this blah, 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 and it's just like, it's really normal. It's so funny. But yeah, so she tries to howl and she just can't. So you can tell when she gets really worked up, because she'll go from chirping like a bird to then going blah 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 blah. It's so funny. Yeah, just do parodies. Yeah, just have my huskies over there in the corner. Just be like, "Can you leave me alone? I'm napping on the couch right now. Thank you. I was these are my scheduled nappies of my 16-hour-a-day nappy. That's just, you're interrupting my nappies. Please leave. I am on the couch. You can have the couch after the sun goes down for your TV time, but this is my nappy time." That could be the option. That could work. Life goals. Yeah, I know. Yeah. The dream. No, actually, it's not. No. I get like the desire to nap all day and do that and just like be lazy, but I go stir crazy. I can't do it. I actually can't. I'm sorry. I'm one of those people who, if we're out somewhere, like we're on like you know those like where you get an Airbnb with some friends, you go hang for the weekend or something like that. I'm that person who's up by 8 a.m. every morning and just like, I'm just gonna go sit outside and look at stuff on my phone or just find something to do, make breakfast or whatever it is. Like, I will be up, I will be moving, I will apologize, I will be as quiet as I can, but your boy can't sleep in that much anymore. I can't do it. Not for me. Is it worth doing YouTube shorts and long form videos, or best to just focus on one? I'm not a great person to ask that to because I just despise the idea of making shorts. But I think the struggle right now is it's very easy to gain subscribers off of shorts. It is very difficult to convert those subscribers into people who watch your long form content. That is where a lot of my struggle with YouTube shorts comes from, is I actually found that by doing shorts, I was negatively impacting my long form videos, which is so annoying. By creating and uploading shorts, my subscriber number was going up, but my number of subscribers who were watching my videos was going down because I was getting all of these subscribers who were coming in to watch short form content that I was posting that did not at all watch long form content. And YouTube does a pretty bad job of seeing that in the algorithm. There are some people who have reported that it's possible for YouTube to detect that they're a short form viewer or a long form, but all I saw was that my stats for percent viewed by subscribers was just dropping like a lot, and to the point where that started negatively impacting my ability to get my videos pushed because subs weren't watching the video. So then YouTube was like, well, if your subscribers don't even want to watch your video, obviously the general YouTube community doesn't want to watch your video. So for me, I found that actually just posting shorts was hurting me. But if you don't have any form of an audience, getting anybody in the door, that is a good thing to do. So you just weigh out the pros and cons, figure out what you want to do. I want to drop this down a block. Like, if you're at the point of starting YouTube and you don't have any subs, any single person that subscribes to your channel, that's a win. Like, that's as simple as it gets. Like, who cares if it's from a short, or who cares if it's from a long form video viewer? That is somebody who wants to watch your content, and that's cool. That's great. That's what you focus on. But you have to be careful of, is this the type of content I want to make, or is this the type of content that these few people watching me want me to make? That's the meta you got to start thinking about of, do I actually want to make this type of video that this person subscribed to me from? That's something I had to deal with a lot when I was just getting started, was I had a lot of people. I was almost at 1,000 subscribers, and I was making Minecraft videos exclusively using the Conquest texture pack and Conquest Reforged mod, like exclusively, which is a very, very medieval fantasy heavy texture pack that does not, it's gorgeous. It is one of the most beautiful texture packs in the game. I will fully say that forever and ever and ever, but it does not look like vanilla at all. It looks nothing like vanilla Minecraft. And I realized that I wanted to start playing survival, and that was very much geared towards playing creative mode. And so I started making a survival let's play, Building with fWhip. If you haven't heard about it, maybe some of you have heard of that one. And I, by posting that first Building with fWhip video, lost 400 subscribers. And if you can think of that as a small YouTuber going from 900 subs, you're like, oh my God, I'm almost at 1,000. I'm gonna get monetized. And I dropped down to 560. I was at 940 something, and I dropped down to 500 subs. And I was like, I just wanted to make a cool Minecraft Let's Play. Like, I wanted to play vanilla. I thought you guys liked Minecraft. And they, that community, the people who had followed me, started calling me out as like a traitor to the community and how I was giving up on them and everything. And I was just like, if y'all are gonna be this mean about me just wanting to try something new for once and just experiment, I was like, I am like, it kind of got to the point where my stubbornness thankfully came out, and I was like, if you are going to treat me like this when I wanted to experiment and try something new, even in the first video, you can go see that saying like, hey, I love Conquest, I'm going back to it eventually. And then the community was that rude. I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm out of here. Like, you all don't want to support me. You want me to just feed this little community that you have where you want more content from it. And like, so I was like, all right. And it was, to this day, I will say leaving that and starting and moving into vanilla is one of the reasons why I found so much success on YouTube. Because I opened up my audience pool to being something so much larger than a small little niche community. And like, no ill will towards them. I love what they create. I helped to develop the mod. I think what they do is amazing. They have some of the most insane and beautiful builds I've ever seen are from the Conquest community, but they were just not receptive to me as a creator doing what I wanted to do, so I stopped making videos on it. Sausage was kind of the same way. He had the same experience because I met Mythical Sausage through that community. Like, Sausage and I met before either of us had 1,000 subscribers. So we've been buds for a long time. So yeah, that was a learning moment. So I don't know how I got talking about that, but you know, just something to think about when you're making content. The biggest thing I can always say is stay true to you. Stay true to the videos you want to make. And if it's going to work out, it's going to work out. If you start making content you don't want to make, eventually you're going to get burned out from making that content and you're not going to want to do it anymore. Those are like the biggest elements of content creation that people don't really consider. They're like, wait, I made this video and it got me subs. I'll make this video again. And then you have all the channels of people who swapped to 100 days content when they were doing slow Minecraft Let's Plays before. And then after 600 days of their videos, they're like, so I'm going to move to slow Let's Plays. And they gain like 600,000 subs. So there was 6 or 7 videos. And then they went from million, 3 million views, whatever it is, to then they did a normal one. And they're like 10,000 views. And then they quit. I think like one more rock, like right there, could be cool. Like kind of off to that side. And then we can keep the grass going along there. That could be good. Flip lore draw. It's nice to hear about when creators who are friends found each other. Yeah. Big old lore. Good thing we're not in SOS. I'd have to be banned. Yeah, all of this along here, this is just going to be grass, I think.
Pleased to meet you.
Nick, thank you so much for the 5 months. Welcome on in, my friend. Good morning. Good morning. I remember seeing you make Castle Bleakrock way back and being in absolute awe of your building. That was a fun build. That was a good one. That was one of my favorite early builds I ever did. It still holds up. I think still today that still looks like a good build. Good build. Yeah, we can take a look after we finish this little section. This is probably the last one we're going to do today. I am starting to get a little hungry. I didn't have my normal wake up time with all the chaos this morning going on that I was talking about earlier, so we're just trying to do what we gotta do. I'm ready to go get some lunch. We made tostadas for dinner last night, so we got leftover beans and ground turkey, and gonna get some tostadas. It'll be so good. That's not the land, that is the underland. Bring that down. Honestly happy with every view at this point. Videos are made by me for me, and the views are an added bonus. Yeah, I mean that's the way you start YouTube. That's the healthiest way you can do it. If your goal of a YouTuber is to do it as a full-time job, like that, like you can have that as a goal. Like that, obviously that's always a goal when you start a channel. Like, what if this turns into something that makes money and can support my life? Awesome, great, love that idea. That's perfect. Let's do that. That sounds fun, and that's great. That's awesome to have. But if your entire goal about creating the channel, just this is a figurative view, not calling anybody out, but if the purpose of the channel is to pay your bills, then that's all you're going to be focused on, is how much money are these videos making. But if you're making the channel because you yourself are like, gosh, I want to create, I want to give time in my life to be here to create content because I want to create content, like that is how you will find a lot of success on YouTube, because you're doing it for you. You're not doing it for anybody else. Like, you're doing it because you want to do it. Like, sure, you see all the super big flashy YouTubers getting millions upon millions of views a video, and they're making big money, but like, that's not everybody. That's a very, very rare portion. I always like, I think I mentioned a while ago, but I went to a high school in the area and gave a career day talk a while ago. And if y'all remember on Twitch leaks, when that happened a few years ago, when all the Twitch leaks information came out, that I'm trying to think how to say this without sounding weird. But all the information that came out for that revealed financial earnings for every single streamer. and they leaked the top like 8,000 streamers or top 10,000 streamers or something like that. Like they just built a website and published that list with the amount of money that those streamers made, and it was ranked by how much people earned financially over the last 18 months. And I was on there, and I was like about rank 4,000th largest Twitch streamer in the world. And then that was over 18 months of earnings. So it wasn't even a year. It was a year and a half of earnings that they had the data to, that they leaked that. And if you looked at where I was at, it came out to like 40,000 for Twitch that I earned throughout that entire time over 18 months, which was much, much less than my first job out of college paid. Like that's what I was earning per year when I got my first job out of college. And when you take that into perspective, if I was in the top 0.001% on Twitch, like I was in the top 4,000 largest, most paid in the world, all of that, like that financially over 18 months, that's hard to live on in modern society. Like especially if you're providing for yourself, like that doesn't go very far when you stretch that over 18 months, unless you're really cutting costs. So it depends on your country you're in. Like if that's obviously in US, and I do live in a higher cost of living area in the US. So like you got to factor all that stuff in. But like, yeah, it was a interesting one to see. And it's something that I always feel useful to bring up when I'm giving talks about like what it's like as the careers and like how you can make it in things. It's just like little caveat. You don't really start making a ton until you're in the top few percent of channels. Like you got to be in the top to more or less fully financially support yourself off content creation. You have to be in the top like 3% on a platform, if not top 2%, to like be fully financially sustainable. And then if you get into like and that's like and then you can like kind of add on other things like Patreons and whatnot. Like the first 2 years I did this as a full-time job, was the only reason I was able to do it was because of all the support on Patreon. Like that was paid most of what I did per month or what I needed. It's a bit more than minimum wage, but yeah, it's with the new $15 minimum wage, at least it's close. If you're able to find full 40-hour shifts, which is increasingly difficult. What baffled me about that was people mad at top streamers being rich. Yeah, that was the funny part. Was like, I remember people getting mad at Filza because he was like 12th. Like he was 12th most paid in the world. And it's like, bro, you go into Filza's stream, it is a non-stop dono speech reel. Like you go into Filza's stream when he's playing on his hardcore world, it is non-stop notifications. It's non-stop chat things coming in. And his minimum to have your chat talk when you're in Filza's chat is to spend $5. And it is there constantly. Like there is not more. I've never been in like I like watching Filza's hardcore world when he's working on it because I think he's really easy to listen to. So I like having it in the background when I'm working on stuff in here. But like there's never more than 2 minutes where there's not a donation coming through. Like if you're watching his stream, like he's live almost every day, and there is constantly $5. And you add that up over like, and then you can even see his total sub number. Like he displays his total subs. Like he has almost 10,000 subs right now, and that's even down because when those leaks came out, Dream SMP was at its peak, right? And I think at that time, Phil had like 40 or 50,000 subs on Twitch, or maybe 30,000. And each of those is $5. And when you're at his tier, that's another, he's getting like 80-20 split with Twitch, I think back at the time. So then he's getting $4 off of each one of those. And there's 30,000 people. And that's per month. Like, no duh, he's earning money. Like, he wasn't hiding it. He's displaying that, and people are still giving him more. And then they were getting mad at him for it. Like, no, you can't do that. Like, he's out here being like, here's all this information. I'm not hiding it, and I appreciate your support. But, like, you don't have to. I mean, that's the same thing where I always say is, like, you all just chilling in the stream and being here and all that. Like, I'm nowhere near Phil's level of finances and everything like that. But, like, I'm very comfortable with where I'm at. And so I'm very much like, if you would like to donate here, if you'd like to support me, I really appreciate that. But also, if you want to just chill in the stream and chat and hang out, like I will never try and persuade people to give me money. Like, you all chilling in here, if you're watching the ads, that's more than enough. Like, that's totally fine. Like, that's all I ask for, is that, like, you watch the ads. And if you don't want to watch the ads, then you can support.
Pleased to meet you.
Nathan, thank you so much for the 5 months. 3 weeks after breaking my collarbone playing soccer. Ouch, my dude. Hope the recovery's going well. Thanks for all the streams and videos. Love your channel. Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks so much. Good luck on the recovery, friend. Sorry for such a question. I'm interested in how you balance your time for work and time for your wife. How do you function with your wife, and how do you manage to maintain a relationship, marriage? It's been a learning battle or learning journey. Battle's not the right word. Because when I first went into full-time YouTube, I was working probably 70, 80 hours a week, just because I was needing to get it to a point where it was a consistent, like, revenue coming in. Thankfully, I've been able to pull back to being more closer to the 40 to 50 hours a week of work, but it's also something where I love. So, like, me in my downtime, I will also happily work. Like, I will happily be designing a build and doing that. So it's taken a lot of balance. It's taken a lot of conversations of just trying to make sure we align on goals and everything, and really kind of setting that up so that we can do things together. So it's been difficult. It's life. It's just, everything's a journey. So you just gotta kind of play it by ear, but a lot of conversation and a lot of talking and figuring out, just like how to have that conversation with your partner. Like, that's the biggest part. The second you stop communicating with your partner is the second you're in trouble. Like, that's, if there's any word of advice I can give to people out there, of somebody who's been in a relationship, we've been married for almost 2 years now, and we've been dating for, like, together for 8 years, is the biggest thing the only thing, the main important factor is just communicate. Doesn't, like, communication is the way to go. And learning how each other communicate is a very big thing, because we definitely had some arguments when we first moved in together that now we look back and it's like, oh, we just didn't understand how each other communicated. Like, we just didn't, like, our communication styles are very, very different to each other. She's much more on the side of big blow up, get through it, get over there, screaming, blah, 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 and then it's done. And that's not a negative. That's just, like, how some people work. Where I'm very much like, if people are blowing up at me, I shut down. I, like, full on shut down, especially if it's somebody who I care about. If it's some random person on the street that starts screaming at me, like, I don't do well in conflict. I move away from it and I kind of shut down. So, like, for me, it's very much like, oh wait, so we very much had to find that common ground of, like calming down the situation, having those talks and having those things, and kind of figuring out, or very much like, we've set up a rule where if anybody needs a break from a conversation, like if it's went on for too long and we're not feeling like it's productive, we could just say, hey, can we pause and revisit this at dinner tonight or tomorrow morning or something like that. So, like, that's lifesaver. Very, very big stuff. Also, Beth, thank you so much for the 100 biddies. I really do appreciate it. Jinxie Heart, thank you so much for the 5 gift subs. I really appreciate that. Thank you. That's exactly what my partner and I are like. I'm the hot-headed one and she shuts down. Yeah, I used to be more hot-headed, especially when playing sports. Like, I mostly in a competitive space, I find myself, I can get very, very agitated, which is kind of why you don't really see me doing a whole lot of competitive things, as it's not my favorite side of myself. But so I kind of just live in a space where I don't really see that side, I guess. So yeah, that's why you don't see me do a whole lot of super competitive gaming, or if I go into competitive stuff, I'm much more like chilling. I'm not like screaming or anything, but I can like feel myself just being frustrated at not being able to, like, if somebody like, yeah, I don't know. You should do a whole video about life advice. I don't think it'd do too well on a Minecraft channel, to be honest. What does split look like for you on external support sites such as Patreon? Patreon is an 80-20 split. So if you ever want to support a content creator, if they have a Patreon, I would recommend going through there. But I will also say that Patreon does not give me the ability to give you all fun emotes like we have in YouTube and Twitch chat. So YouTube gives me a 70% split. Twitch right now is a 50-50, but we are getting closer to being able to qualify for the 70-30 split over there. So that would be awesome. But we definitely need a few more months of Twitch rebuilding and starting and everything. So all I can say is whatever platform you use to watch my content, if you want to support me on that. Don't feel the need to jump over to a different one because it's going to give me an extra 30 cents or something like that. Support where you want to support where you feel comfortable and where you enjoy watching the content. Where you consume content, that's where I want you to be supporting me. Like that's what matters to me the most. Because if y'all are in Twitch chat or YouTube membership chats, like I love that you can use the emotes. Like I love seeing that on streams and things. So that's important too. Been married for almost 27 years, and yes, communication is very important. Yeah. My wife and I are both Leos. You can imagine how that goes. Don't forget the popcorn. Yeah, I'm a Leo too, and I shut down on conflict.
Thank you kindly.
Greetings from the Czech Republic. I love your content. You are a god. What program are you using for editing? BTW, my name is Old Scarecrow. Ha ha r r r r r r.
Old Scarecrow, thank you so much for the donut. I appreciate it. If I'm editing the video myself, I use Adobe Premiere, but I've been working with an editor, a lovely gentleman named Marcos, for about 2 years now, who's been editing my videos, so he does most of it. If you're looking for an editing software to get into it, I recommend checking out DaVinci Resolve. It is free, and it's pretty comparable to Adobe Premiere, which is 40 or 50 bucks a month. So I would not recommend going on that if you're just getting started on learning. Big thing content creation wise, one last tip, I guess, would be don't put too much money into content creation until content creation is paying that money back to you. The only things you need to get started is a computer that can record and a microphone that does not sound terrible. That is it. That's all you need. You can download OBS. It's free. You can use that for recording your screen for gameplay. You don't really need a webcam or anything like that unless you want it. And do not be spending money on the Adobe suite. There's free alternatives that are just as good and can get you through until you get to the point where you maybe want to upgrade to that. And then it starts, like when YouTube starts paying money back to you, that's when you can start investing and making your setup better. That's something that I've always kept true for myself, and I was very happy that I did. Granted, I already had a computer building hobby, because I've always been a huge gamer and I've always liked technology. So I've built computers for myself for a very, very long time. Like I built my first computer when I was like 15 or 16. I remember like trying to convince my mom to let me buy a new computer using my allowance money. And she was like, sure, yeah, you can buy a new computer with your allowance money. And then she also was like, but if you want a summer project and you can learn how to build a computer, she matched me dollar for dollar on building my computer. So I had like 750 bucks in my savings then from just like mowing lawns over the summer and everything like that. And so of course my portion came out to like $174 or $740 or something like that. And she went through it. They matched me dollar for dollar. Because she said she would. She kept true to it. And then I drove down to Fry's Electronics in the nearby area, filled up my cart with everything that I've been researching to get in there, and it came out to like we ended up saving 40 or 50 bucks off of it. And then I went home and spent the next like 3 days reading manuals on how to build a computer and built it myself. And yeah, I kind of started there and slowly just upgraded over time. I have everyone except that first computer sitting right over there. I've kept them all besides the first one. The first one I ended up taking the hard drive out of and selling the parts out of. You mentioned playing sports. Which sports do you play? I was a swimmer growing up, and then I got into water polo. So I was a distance swimmer. I did like the 500 freestyle and the mile were my two big events. And then outside that, I really liked doing breaststroke. I was pretty good at breaststroke. But freestyle, I was able to go to like state and national tournaments and things like that. Breaststroke, I was able to go to state, but I wasn't able to score points or anything in it. But then I moved into water polo and had a lot more fun. Yeah. Best, thank you so much for the tier 1. I do appreciate it. Thank you for the sub. Thank you. Alrighty, my friends. I think that's enough blabbing on and just staring at what we built today. We've done a good job. This is really, really cool. I'm very excited about it. That looks good. I really like how that slope kind of isn't just like a line. Like, we have some depth to it. We have some height. We have some variety. Like, that's looking fun. That's looking really, really good. We've got a lot more to come, but I'm very happy with the progress on this today. Never really understood water polo. Yeah, it's a brutal sport. That's all I can say is it's a dang brutal sport. I had so much fun playing, but God, you come out of some of those games with like rival teams or like just teams that were super physical, and your body would be hurting for days. Somehow I got my injury from swimming, not water polo. That one will never add up to me. Hurt my back, ended up in physical therapy for almost 2 years. Thankfully no surgery because I was able to recover through it, but yeah, that was rough. And then I moved into water polo and I was fine. Sad you didn't play Elden Ring? What do you mean I didn't play Elden Ring? Dude, I got like, I'm gonna look that up right now. Elden Ring. Dude, I got 50 hours of playtime in Elden Ring. Okay, you're right. I've only played like the tutorial and a little extra. No, I got through most of Elden Ring. I got my character to the max level, and then I just didn't really go through and do all the bosses and everything, or what the max is of points you could allocate. But yeah. All right, my friends, that's going to do it today. Thank you for the support today. I really do appreciate it. Hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, afternoon, all that cool stuff. And thank you for sticking around for all the vibes and everything. New SOS video will be out tomorrow. I see the Discord notification right now that Marcos just sent it over, so I'll get that uploaded. It's a funny one. It's really good. It's a lot of chaos of little things going throughout and all that stuff. Thank you again so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Y'all are absolutely amazing people out there. Go out, have a good rest of your day and all that cool stuff. But I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.